Hair blowing in the wind with a crooked possum grin. Got your pedal to the middle, out of town looking for trouble. Cut off pipes, letting them wail. Dodge the cops cause I'm out on bail. Got some good homemade wine, ready for a damn good time. Living life after dark, raising hell, dodge cop cars. If the sun don't rise come morning, gonna know we had our fun. Living life after dark, always gonna leave our mark. Living with the hammer down, life after the sun goes down. Living life after dark, raising hell, dodge cop cars. If sun don't rise come morning, gonna know we had our fun. Drive on down to Corner's Lake, water's so cold it makes her shake. Chicken liver on the line, catch some cats and have a fish fry. Living life after dark, raising hell, dodge cop cars. If sun don't rise come morning, gonna know we had our fun. I've been cursed the way that I am. Lover, friend, anyone at all. I heard old man leave up, run from it all. So I ain't gotta be there to catch you when you fall. I hate that I love you, bottom of my heart. Your love had a hold right from the start. Like a fox in a trap, I can't go that far. I hate that I love you from the bottom of my heart. can't go that far. I hate that I love you from the bottom of my heart. Guess I'll keep staying. Sometimes it's good. Helps in the winter, there's someone to hold. When it's spring, it warms up again. I'll hit the road as fast as I can. I hate that I love you, bottom of my heart. Love had a hold right from the start. Like a fox in a trap, I can't go that far. I hate that I love you from the bottom of my heart. I fell for you like a timber in the forest. You had a nice job and your life was on track. I had nothing but the clothes on my back. Gave me shelter to rest my head. Life had me running too fast. You'd buy me beer to impress my friend. I thought I had something that would never end, but a kid can't satisfy a woman like that. She needs someone to hold on them cold nights alone. And I was running wild as a buck, I was in full rut, take anything I could get. We climbed on the roof of the place we met, just to watch the cars go by. Maybe still a kiss sometime. Maybe still a kiss sometime. Well, I just don't think about that. Entangled in sheets, and I was running wild as a pup. I was in full rut, take anything I could get. We climb on the roof of the place we met, just to watch the cars go by. Maybe still a kiss sometime. Maybe still a kiss sometime. Watch Jeopardy reruns on TV when the kids are in the bedroom screaming. She ain't had a good laugh since the first date of the last one she had. And she works down at the diner, barbecue stains on.
Hi everybody, welcome to Live from Market Square. It's a beautiful day. I'm Gray Fox McCall.
And I'm James Gilley, and we have some great guests on the show today. We have Doug Wilhite, he's a local musician here. And also we have Rip Elliott, who is an actor, voiceover. He does a lot of different things, he's in a lot of movies, everything else. We're gonna get right into him in just a second. But Taz,
we got Doug Wilhite. Take it away.
Dude, take us away on our first song.
Thank you, gentlemen. Here's a song off my upcoming album. The song is called Like It Was a Crown. Well, you asked me 1,000 questions, and I gave you 10,000 lies. And the apologies that I sold you, they were just a desperate disguise. I would whisper to you anything you'd want me to say. I would promise you heaven and earth just to make it one more day. But it became a game to me the more I let you down. Your forgiveness I stole from you, and I wore it like a crown. Yes, I wore it like it was a crown. There once was a time when we thought we'd last 8,000 years. But I took your smile away, and I turned it into tears. You'd believe anything I'd say just to try and save our love. Always turning the other cheek, not pushing when things came to shove. You blinded your eyes, but still listen to the sound of my voice of tender deceit. And I wore it like a crown. Yes, I wore it like it was a crown. Well, how can a man take pride in such evil ways? I took 10,000 miles from that inch you gave. I can feel your resistance and I can sense you're growing doubt as my head grows heavy and my time is running out. I know what they say, how it comes back around. You'll have your revenge one day, and you'll wear it like a crown. Yes, you'll wear it like it was a crown. Yes, you'll wear it like it was a crown. Yes, you'll wear it like it was a crown.
Welcome back to Live from Market Square. You know, there's a lot of effort that goes into a lot of things that we do and a lot of the things that the guests that we have on the show. And today, we might actually learn how a movie is made. Rip Elliott is with us today, and he's got some projects that he's going to talk to us about. Rip, welcome to Live from Market Square.
Thank you, Gray. It's great to be here. I'm having a good time. Hope you guys are too.
Well, we're going to fix that. No, you
gonna-
cannot
oh,
have fun
no
while
good
you're
times.
here. You are
Sorry.
not allowed.
No good times.
No fun
Not
will be
allowed.
allowed.
No fun. So tell us about you. How did you get your career started? Now you're an actor. You've been in commercials, crime shows, movies. What is your most significant thing in it? Well, really, first of all, how did you get started in this?
Well, acting, I mean, you know, like most people back in high school, I took some drama classes, did some in college as well. And really, I kind of did a lot of background in Atlanta before I ever got hooked up in the local scene here doing the crime reenactments and, you know, kind of networking with other people who were also creating film. And it just kind of one thing leads to another. This person wants to do this project. Hey, Rip, will you come on? This person, you know, it's just one of those things, word of mouth.
Gotcha.
Rip, sometimes, like even with songwriters, it seems like that people don't realize what actually goes into a project. Can you just talk about, like, you were talking to me before in pre-production before we came on the show, and you were saying that there's a process that you go through, and that was kind of interesting to me.
Okay.
I know when we watch documentaries and stuff, we see things about how stuff is put together, but when you were talking about your script read-through, what are some of the steps that you go through to put a movie together?
Well, for me, one of the biggest challenges, I know I'm kind of skipping around, one of the biggest challenges is scheduling, coordinating. You know, if you have to have all these cast members there the same time,
Yeah.
you have got to get that scheduled. If you've got 6 people that all have to be there, one thing that's great, virtual readings.
Yeah.
We're actually scheduling one for Sunday online.
What is a virtual reading?
So pretty much a Zoom call kind of thing. So everybody already has the script, and that way they can each look at the script. They don't have to leave their homes. hold their phone in front of their face, read the script, and we're going to kind of feel out the lines, see how natural they are for everyone. People ask for things differently. They say, hey, hand me that drink, or can I have a glass of water? You know, and whatever sounds more natural, we'll flow with that and still get the point across.
Yeah, and that was something that I think that I guess I took it for granted is, you know, we put shows and stuff together, but we ad-lib. But, you know, I wouldn't want, I know if anybody had to read something that I wrote, they probably couldn't act it out because I talk like I write. I mean, I write like I talk. So I could see where that would be an issue.
Yeah.
What's this project that you're working on right now?
So it's called Reward in Full through Sunlit Sky Production, or Sunlit, I'll say it right, Sunlit Sky Productions. And basically it's about family dynamics. And it really focuses on after the matriarch, the mother, wife of the grown family has passed on, the children and the husband are there after the funeral. And they're all seated around a dining room table talking. And, you know, they have problems. All families have some issues. And they have some visitors that end up telling things that the family didn't know. Good things about the mother that she had done that the family wasn't aware of.
Wow.
Excuse me.
That's crazy. And what did you write this? Is this your...
Yes, and Tom Foley. So we've been doing a lot of brainstorming. And I'm telling you, a lot of these planning sessions, before we ever sat down to write the script, we're trying to figure out, okay, what is this character like? What is this personality like? What arc do we need? And what emotions do we need to run through the story? And then when you sit down to write, I think it's about a 21 page, so we're hoping for 20 to 30 minutes for the short. And the writing flows a lot better when you define the characters, their motivations, their problems, and the dynamics between them.
So you're also a director as well.
Yes, yes.
So you do it all.
Yes, kind of like one of the clips that you're going to see tonight, the trailer for The Misadventures of Wild Bill Elliott. That's a film about my grandfather, so it's about his life, and I narrate through that. And
Let's watch that.
Yeah,
actually.
well, yeah. Okay.
Let's check it out.
Follow one man's extraordinary life, from hitchhiking as a child and working on the farm, to flirting with the ladies and scheming to make money. Watch as this family man fights for what he believes in, stands up for what he thinks is right, and learns what's truly worth fighting for. The Misadventures of Wild Bill Elliott.
That seems like it's Wild Bill Elliott. That's a family name of yours, right? Your grandfather, you said.
Yes.
That sounds like something that I watched on a Western a long time ago. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
The Wild Adventures of Wild Bill Elliott. What? And so that's out. Can people see that now? Or is there a place where people can see that?
So there are a couple more film festivals. We've run some circuits. I believe the last notification I'll get is in February of this year to see if we got in the final one or not. After that, I'm going to try to release it on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
It's debuted at the Ritz Theater a few times. I think we had 3 screenings there.
Nice.
And yeah, it's really neat. We've had people come from out of state. I've actually got to meet my namesake there, the first Rip.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
And to all my friends that I told to watch the show tonight because Rip was on the show, I guess I lied to you. It's not the one from Yellowstone.
Pre-makeup.
So, but let me ask you this though. Like, I guess this is something, I'm nosy. So let me just get it out of the way. How do you make money doing this? Do you? Or
Are we
is this
supposed to make money?
Oh, see, that's the. I'm going through the
I thought we
same
spent
thing.
money. I'm doing this wrong.
No, but I mean, like if you're doing this as how does stuff like that work? Is there a way that you can explain that where we would understand it?
Once I figure it out, I will.
Okay, got it. Next.
I guess really it's all through the distribution. The
Yeah.
different
So
channels
that
and-
is something that I'm looking into learning more. And a lot of this is you learn, you grow, you talk to people who know how to do it, and then you can get more, more that way. Really, the acting thing is more what I do financially. When I make films, it's more putting money out of my pocket.
Are you acting right now?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
What's your most recent project you've been in?
Well, actually, I went down to Florida, and they filmed a series called What's a Girl to Do down there. And it's really interesting. It's very family-friendly stuff. And the author of The Heartbeat Bill actually wrote it, which is an interesting thing. You wouldn't think that someone who was into legislation would write a comedy sitcom.
Oh.
It was kind of surprising for me, but it was interesting. I had to be a snooty server.
What's your favorite genre to participate in as an actor?
Man, I've done a lot of drama doing the murder recreations, like you said earlier, James,
Right.
but that is not my favorite because it can be depressing. And I mean, those things are real tragedies that happen to someone.
Right.
And it's hard, you know, you want to do it justice and you want to do it respectfully, but it's a hard thing. I like comedies, but drama is really, really interesting. You get to explore different avenues. But I love comedy. I did too, you know, I did a lot of ad-libbing and improv with the one we just mentioned. And then literally the week before, we do The Note, which I've got a trailer of that. And that is a family-friendly, it's a very heartwarming story about a father and son kind of bonding after the loss of the boy's mother and his wife. And it's an interesting story.
And
it's
do we
based
have
on
that?
truth.
Is that the next one we have?
Yes.
You want to go ahead and take a look at that?
Let's
That'd
check
be
it
great.
out.
Hey, look, I just got to my mom's. Let me talk to you about it when I get in later.
How are you two holding up?
Okay, Mom. Look, it's gonna get better, and we'll spend more time together soon, okay?
That little boy thinks the world of you, and you two need each other more than you realize.
Dear Father, thank you for my dad and keeping him with me.
What if you wrote one of your songs in this book?
Come on, I got a surprise for you.
A surprise for me? Well, what is your favorite song?
You. You're the best thing I ever made, son.
So it really seems like you kind of just do it all, from one-stop shop, from being an actor, learning how to be an actor. You probably do voiceovers as well, I'm sure. You know, and then you also have your own production. Where can people find you to hire you, or find you to hire you and utilize you? You know?
Well, social media is, the contact of today. So really, you look up Rip Elliott. I'm pretty much the not dead Rip on Facebook. You'll find a lot of R.I.P. somebody, but don't put the dots in there. I'm not dead yet. So
Gotcha.
if they'll look me up there, or the Rip Factor, they can find me on YouTube. They can find me on Instagram.
And you're on
all those things.
IMDb too as well.
Yes.
Cool. So
So if they look up The Misadventures of Wild Bill Elliott or Death Rock, The Breaking of the Band, there's some different things on there.
fantastic. Well, Rip, we really appreciate you being on the show. Is there anything else you want to say today before you get off here?
No, I appreciate the opportunity. It's cool to get to talk about this stuff with you guys and to get to share it with people. Hope you guys enjoy it and get to take a look at it yourself.
Yeah, and people out there that are looking to hire actors, he is available. And he also can film, it looks like, and put everything together from one-stop shop. So he's definitely someone that you should probably contact if you're in that realm and that you need help. So
Perfect. Well, Rip, thank you very much. Thank you for stopping by to listen about your projects. But we got more music on the way from Mr. Doug. Can I do it like that?
Thank you much. Here's another song from my upcoming album entitled Home No More. It's a song called Too Wet to Plow. It's too wet to plow. It's too windy for stacking peas. It's too wet to plow. It's too windy for stacking peas. If it gets much colder, then peaches down in Georgia, they might freeze. It's the second week of May, feels more like December, a colder, wetter spring. Lord, I can't remember. I gotta get some corn in the ground, are we all gonna starve? Bank a man gonna come around and try to take my farm, cause it's too wet to plow. It's too windy for stacking peas. If it gets much colder, then peaches down in Georgia, they might mind free. Yeah, I need some dry weather for my mule that's done forgot how to pull a plow, everything that he's been taught. He just hangs around the barn, eating apples by the dozen. Guess I'm gonna have to go back to running moonshine with my cousin, 'cause it's too wet to plow. It's too windy for stacking peas. If it gets much colder than peaches down in Georgia, they might freeze. We're running shine through Maryville, gotta put some miles behind us. Got to get up in them hills where the police, they can't find us. I don't wanna be in the custody of old Sheriff Crow. Got to get this shine across the plains of Tellico, 'cause it's too wet to plow. It's too windy for stacking peas. If it gets much colder than peaches down in Georgia, they might freeze. I'll pick it, boy. If it gets much colder than peaches down in Georgia, they might freeze. If it gets much colder than peaches down in Georgia, they might freeze. It's too wet to plow, it's too windy for stacking peas. It's too wet to plow, it's too windy for stacking peas. It's too wet to plow, way too windy for stacking peas.
It's never too wet to plow, y'all. You can always plow. You can always plow. But listen, I don't understand. Everybody always say that I'm so dramatic. I don't understand why I don't have an acting career right now. If drama is what sells, then why am I not a high-paid commodity right now? Because I'm very
no one
dramatic.
knows. But you've been in front of the camera in a lot of different realms of your life.
You know, I was just kind of being a goober
know?
just now, but I think it's interesting to see how how everything's kind of put together. Like the songwriter, and now the movie, and the process that they go through. It's pretty cool that this show is awesome for me, because I really do like the community element, and to know that we have movie productions going on.
There's a lot of movie production and TV production in this town, actually.
There's a tremendous. I mean, we do have a lot of good corporate stuff here, like Jewelry Television and HGTV or Discovery or whatever. Over the years that's been here, but we're very blessed to have music, and like with the reason I'm able to sit in this seat is because Jim Johnson's out doing a movie right now, and but there is a lot of that going on, a lot of actors stuff. We're just really blessed. We had some people come from Freedom Sings USA after the show last night to come and look at Knoxville, and and I got to walk them through. And I, being gone for 7 years and just coming back, like I got to experience Knoxville again. I'm like, you know what? This is a really, really cool place to be.
It's a very multifaceted city.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, like I said, TV production, movie production. There's a lot of music going on here.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a lot of venues for people to play in. The bar industry here in Knoxville is booming.
Yeah.
Alcohol sales probably through the roof. I mean, everything else, it's just, this city is kind of built off UT's success of football.
Yeah, I
if
love
UT
it.
does very well, then this town booms. If it doesn't, it still booms. But still, I mean, Knoxville is a very multifaceted city that is really up and coming.
Yeah, and then, you know what? And everybody's working. Like you see people like the artist is what I'm talking about. They're working. Like you see them working just a little different now, and maybe it's COVID or maybe it's whatever it is. But I'm just real proud to be associated with what's going on. It's a great industry, and Knoxville is just a great place to be. So I think we're going to take a break, and then we got more with Doug when we come back.
Yeah,
right?
quick commercial break, then we'll have an interview with Doug. So stay tuned.
Yeah, come back.
You are.
Welcome back to Live from Market Square. Gray Fox McCall, my friend James Gilly.
Hey.
And we got Doug over in the hot seat.
We do.
It's a hotter seat right now because he was doing a shot or something before.
I tell you what.
Not
man.
me. Not me.
You know. Obviously, the people behind the camera can't see everything that's going on here, but the studio looks gorgeous today.
Oh, it's
You know?
beautiful
And, like,
today.
Whoever's doing the lighting and the sound and everything else, and back there.
Great
hats
job,
off-
guys.
Hats
Yeah,
off to the
it's-
promotion staff, man.
Yeah,
Killing it.
there's
Killing it.
like beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful. And and that's the thing. It's like when we do what we do, make these productions, they're just state of the art, and it is beautiful. It's great to be here. Good job, man. I mean, you don't want to blow him up too bad.
It's not me. It's not me, man. It's these guys behind me. I mean,
everybody
they make
has
it
a
happen.
leader.
But
Yes,
really,
they do.
Really, the reason why we're here and making this happen is for musicians like Doug.
Yeah,
and
Doug.
Doug is a client of promotion, and you've been on the show a few times now.
Yes.
I think, 2 or 3 or something along
I think
those
this is
lines?
my third time here.
I think I had some cancellations. I was like, Doug, I need your help. I need your help, Doug. I know you're free
on.
right now. I know you're free. Come on, Doug.
I know your schedule, Doug.
Just don't call him before 2 p.m. He's not going to answer.
Yeah, anything before noon, I'm not going to answer.
That's hilarious. Doug, where does your, I've spent a little time with you on social media, so now I get the opportunity to quiz you a little bit. Where does your influences come from? Where does your songwriting come from?
I grew up over in Arkansas, pretty close to Memphis, so I'm influenced kind of blues, and I also got kind of that Texas thing going on with Towns Van Zandt. I listened to a lot of like his early stuff, Steve Earle when he first came out. So it's kind of somewhere between like blues and Americana kind of stuff with a little bit of bluegrass thrown in there. My granddad played banjo, fiddle, and lots of instruments, but those were his 2 main things. And he taught me to play the Wildwood Flower when I was out there. It's like one of the first songs I ever learned to play by the Carter family. And so that's mainly my influences. It's kind of a hodgepodge of things,
Hodgepodge.
which is good.
Did you get your, was it for you? I mean, in this area, it seems like doing these shows and interviewing people, it seems like everybody's influence or their start in music. Did yours start in church like everybody else?
Yes, it did. My mother, the first song that I learned to sing harmony on was Will the Circle Be Unbroken by the Carter family. And we
Beautiful.
sang that in church, and of course Amazing Grace and all those things. And so I started out, I guess the first public performance I ever did was in a Southern Baptist church, and we did that like every Sunday. My mother and I would get up and sing a couple of songs, and it was fun. It was influential. It was really helped influence me of where I'm at now.
Yeah, and where do you think you are? I am doing all the talking. I like,
It's okay.
but I
Go
don't.
for it.
You know Doug better than I
Go
do,
for
so
it.
I like
Go for
discovering
it,
him
man.
a little bit. But what? Well, I want to find this. How many instruments do you play?
I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I play electric and acoustic guitar.
Oh, so you are multi. You are but
No, I play a little bit of piano.
that's.
not
I
much.
thought I saw something that you played piano on, and
Yes.
and it was beautiful.
Yeah, I play a little bit of piano, a little bit of harmonica, a little bit of mandolin, just enough. Like when I'm recording, it was kind of out of necessity. When I record at home, it's like if I hear like that needs a little mandolin or a little piano, I know just enough to be able to fill that in. I could, never do it as like present myself as a piano player to a band or a mandolin player to a
Right.
band and do that full time. It's just enough to be able to fill in spots here and there.
What was the first? What was the first track that you cut? What was the first song that you cut?
Of my own or for somebody else?
No, yours.
Mine was, man, you're really quizzing me now. Probably a song called, it's a song I wrote back in the 90s called On the Road Forever. And it was just this weird song I wrote when I was like 15. And when I first got a 4-track recorder and like set up this studio, that was like the first song that I recorded that I wrote of mine. And then I recorded a few over in Memphis back in the 90s. And then I just recorded an album with James of all original stuff. But I've got, tons of songs that I've written that eventually I want to get down and get cut. But that's probably my first one. It was very, very country and very, I recorded it
it sounded okay, but it's not, you know, sonically very, very appealing. So
Right.
it's not really been put out there on the social media and the iTunes or whatever. But I might recut it. Who knows?
Well, what is it about when you first recorded that first song and now? How do you feel that you've changed or developed as an artist or a songwriter to be where you're at right now?
Well, I think when I first started writing, I was more concerned with trying to write a perfect song from the beginning. I believed in like, okay, if this song is coming to you, then you got to get it down, you know, in a not a set amount of time, but like that day or that night or whatever. You know, there's no writing it down and going back a week from now, and, okay, let me change the second verse or let me change the chorus. I think where I've grown as a songwriter is I've learned to do that. I've learned that it's more, I've learned more of the craft. You know, you've got to have obviously inspiration. I was running on inspiration alone.
Right.
Mainly because I didn't know much about the craft, and as I read books and learned from other songwriters, I started learning more about the craft, and so I started going back and writing different sections, and I could put things aside and say, okay, I'll come back to this later, or, you know, if I get stuck on, instead of just writing a verse, and if I didn't finish it, just throwing it away. I learned to take bits and pieces of things and tie them together as songs.
Gotcha. Well, I guess it's your turn.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel so hoggish, but you know, I like your style, and I like the style. You remind me of, and when you did, you know, when It's Too Late to Plow, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this guy's so East Tennessee connected. But when you say Arkansas, you guys are just as hillbilly as we are
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
and do you? Where did you go? There was a gap in what we talked about. Where is the gap? Because you said 15, you wrote a song, and then you just cut an album. What is that gap we're talking about here?
My quote unquote professional, my real job. I worked.
What was
what
your
was
real
that?
job?
Oh
Huh?
God, mainly in agriculture. I went to the University of Arkansas and studied agronomy, and I was in cotton research for years. Then I was in rice production as a quality control manager, then a plant manager. And pretty much did that up until July of 2016 when I'd gotten a publishing deal with a place in Memphis called Simply Grand Music, and they started working with Dan Hodges Music in Nashville.
Wow. Yeah.
And so I would take like a week off to go to Nashville and co-write with Dan's people. And like I ran out of vacation time, and it's like, okay, you're at a crossroad, the proverbial crossroads, and like you got to go one way or the other. So I just quit my job, gave my 2-week notice, and started going to Nashville and co-writing, and got lucky enough to, you know, get a cut pretty quick, and it's been fun since then, and now concentrating on writing stuff for myself. And but yeah, that's my in between was my.
So where are you at right now? You got you said you're about to cut an album. What are some of the songs? And are these songs that we're hearing tonight? Are they on?
Yes.
album?
Both songs that I played thus far, both on the album. The album is called Home No More. We started recording it in April of last year, I believe. April,
so.
we started doing
You
pre-production.
guys are pretty close to being done too. I
And
believe.
yeah, we got it in the can, as they say. Matt Muncy, you know, my great friend, engineer, producer, he's got all of it right now. He's getting it all mixed down, and we're hoping to release a single sometime first quarter this year, you know, February, March, sometime like that, with a lyric video. But yeah, every song on this album I've written. Some of them go all the way back to the 90s. I'm showing my age here. Some of them I wrote just a few months ago. So
Wow.
it's kind of a wide range of my writing experience.
Do you think it's gonna? Do you put your album together like? There's an artist that I interviewed recently, Chuck Phillips, and he did his album in a way that like the old vinyl albums, to where it told a story.
Right.
Are you putting this album together that way, or does it tell a story? I guess I should ask that. Does
Well,
it
yeah,
tell a story?
it's not a concept album.
Okay.
But the name of it is Home No More because I wrote that song. I've been writing it. I started writing it back in like 2016. Just had, like I talked about before, I had a couple of verses. Finally came together last year. I finished it. Song about being on the road. And most of these songs on this album are about being on the road, traveling, being this place, being at that place. So I thought Home No More would be an appropriate title track because it's a song about being on the road. So a lot of the songs are about that lifestyle. So it's not so much a quote unquote concept album, but it does lean toward that kind of what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Is
What-
songs about being on the road, about being just in different places and meeting different people and doing different things. And
All the time.
That's always fascinated me, I guess, because like we talked about before, my real job, I was stuck in this rut for years and years. So traveling fascinates me, and I've done it. I want to do more of it, and I write about it, and it's my inspiration.
Now, would you say you're a storyteller that's a songwriter, or are you a songwriter that tells stories? I always ask the solo guys that. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
I'm
always
more. I mean, I was telling stories before I was songwriting. Especially if you were to ask my mother, you're
Were
telling
they
a
true
story.
stories or are you lying?
You're telling a story.
Yeah, you telling a story.
No, I've always had a big imagination. I remember getting a note sent home from school when I was in like, I don't know, 4th grade, and the teacher wrote on one of I made like a D or whatever. She wrote, "Doug daydreams too much," and sent it home to my mom. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I do. So I've always had this inspiration for things. I just never knew how to put it down into any kind of form until I began writing songs. And then when I did, kind of like inspiration and craft, like I talked about earlier, kind of came together. And it's been an amazing journey of how sometimes I work on songs for years, and then sometimes other songs, like the first song I played tonight, called Like It Was a Crown, came to me basically in this half asleep, half awake state. I got up and wrote the song the next day, bam, done. And then some take years to write. And it fascinates me how some things come to you in different ways.
Now, are you one of those guys who's like you're driving in the car, and like a song clicks in your head, or
Oh,
like,
yeah.
or like something clicks in, you're like, I'm gonna get my phone out, write this text
Oh, yeah.
message down. Of
Yeah, you look at my
lyrics,
phone,
know?
I got hundreds and hundreds of these, notes of either lines of songs, titles of songs, concepts of songs. And I've got a notebook at home right beside my bed, because like I said, I wake up sometimes with these things in my head. I used to be like, oh, I remember that tomorrow. No, that never works. So I've got a notebook beside my bed, where I can write stuff down, if I wake up in the middle of the night. But yeah, you're right. If you're driving down the road, it will just sometimes, and you got to pull over because it's going to leave you. It's fleeting. It's like there's things in the cosmos.
Yeah.
And it's like you're just lucky enough your antenna catches one, and if you don't take advantage of it right then, you're going to lose it and somebody else is going to get it.
I know all too well.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to play a couple more songs for us in just a few minutes, but we're not going to get to talk to you anymore. So why don't you tell us how people can get in touch with you and how people can find you? I guess promotion, of course, number
Right.
one.
And find your music too.
Yeah, how do they find your music and where's all this stuff at?
Right. You can find me on Facebook at Doug Wilhite Music. Of course, at Facebook.com. Doug Wilhite Music. You can
Why
find
don't you
me on-
spell that for people? Because
my last name's kind of weird. Wilhite's Wilhite. You can find me on YouTube. Same thing. Just go to YouTube, type in my name. It'll pull up my page. I'm on Instagram. I'm not as active on Instagram and Twitter as I should be, but I'm trying to get there. And if you go to my website, DougWilhite.com, it will take you to all those places. So just go over to DougWilhite.com, again, DougWilhite, and it'll take you to all those places. You can find my music there. You can keep up with the new album. Like I said, we've got a new single coming out sometime early this
Very
year.
soon, yeah.
Album's going to be released later this year. It's going to be on all your iTunes, Spotify. That's their job.
Yeah.
I've written it and recorded it. It's their job to do all
Well,
that.
we are simulcasting right now on OXB Radio, and I know if any of my daytime listeners are listening right now, they're real excited about this because they love that country, that country and rap. That
I can do
country,
that too.
that rock and that roll during the day for our businesses, and I know they're excited about having your stuff on OXB Radio.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to hear, and I hope they like it.
Yeah, Doug, you're that old school talent. The reason I found you and followed you on social media is you the look got me because it just seemed like that. We call it hipster now, but back in the day we called it normal. But you just got that a wholesome look. And then once I heard you sing, I was like, wow, I mean, my dad would appreciate you, and I appreciate. I mean, I like all music.
Thank you, Gray. I appreciate that.
No,
Yeah, and I
it's
must
awesome.
say, even if you know, he does play a lot of shows all over Knoxville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, he also plays a lot of cover gigs, and you play covers and originals at these places.
Yep.
And I must say, you do a killer Pink Floyd, and he does a killer. Like
I
a lot,
love this.
A lot of your classic rock tunes are phenomenal, man. It's killer. And you played one song that I haven't heard in a really long time. I can't remember the name of it.
Probably when the levee breaks. I think I played that
Yeah,
at
when
some
the
festival
levee,
you were at.
dude, when the levee breaks was sick, dude. That was super sick, you know.
Yeah.
But and you know, you're playing a lot of these like classic hits that I grew up on with my dad feeding me music, and it's cool to hear you play those songs and others too as well, you know.
I try to mix it up. I try to do things a little different than everybody else. I try to take something like When the Levee Breaks or something and put a little twist on it and make it my own. And
Yeah.
so that's a lot of fun.
It's
Must
awesome.
say. Well, let's take a quick commercial break.
Thank you. Thank
And then,
this is
hey,
awesome.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being on the show. Let's do a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with Doug.
Well, what a great show it's been, and we got more music coming up for you. But before I send it to Doug, you know, James, I just wanted to tell you, like, what an awesome opportunity it was for us last night with Freedom Sings USA, and thank you very much. We made a difference last night, and you know that's what we do it for, is to make a difference in these veterans' lives, and they were able to pick up a retreat from this, and the pre-production work that Promotion did for this is just.
First time I shot a commercial almost by myself.
I know,
But
it's crazy.
honestly,
But he had
I had to call in Nate. I had him on FaceTime. I was like, Nate, I need help. I
But
I
he
called
had
in Josh, and I was like,
beautiful
help me.
talent to work with.
You know,
the
yeah.
talent was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
So
But listen,
talented.
speaking of talent, Saturday we got
Yeah, Saturday we have Groove in the New Year. It is the Griefers, Janine Fuller, and Mellow
I'm excited about
Soul,
Janine.
and Anthony Wayne Vibe out of Bristol, and you will be emceeing the event.
And that's my
So-
favorite spot to be in the whole wide world,
Yeah.
is on a stage with a microphone in my hand.
Yeah, it'll be an open court. It's Saturday. Show starts at 8, runs till about 12. Should be a great time. Make sure you guys get your tickets or just show up at the door.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
and it's good. Get out, support these. I mean, I can say this because I worked for him during this, but get out, support these artists, support the live venues. I know we do these live streams, and it gets real easy to be lazy and not get off the couch when you can sit at home and watch it on your phone. But let me tell you, when you're doing these shows, and I just talk on the microphone, and when you're doing these shows, it really helps a whole lot that the show is so much better if there's a crowd out there. Right, Doug? It sure does. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and also everyone, make sure that you do share these streams. It is shareable on Facebook. It's also on Instagram or on YouTube. It's on Twitch as well, and it's also being streamed. The audio is being streamed to OXB Radio, which is him. And it's getting better and better every week. It's getting better and better, and it continues to grow. But make sure you do share these, and you do share it to your friends and family. And if you have somebody that you would like to be on the show, to be on a live stream,
Ring-a-dingy.
give us a call. My number is across everything, or hit us up on the Facebook page. Also, if you're a guest like Rip Elliott, an actor, or a comedian, or a person of influence, or anything that you're looking for more exposure, please contact us. We'll get you on the show.
Well, between OXB Radio and ProMotion, there's so many platforms. We have a new, I don't want to talk about it, but tomorrow we have a new show starting tomorrow, and I don't want you to know about it because I want to get it right first. But,
Nice.
Working with the small business and the independent artist, I mean, that's why I do what I do. That's why I work with you. And there's not many opportunities in this town for the small business and the community project and the independent artist to come first, right? There's not. So support as much as you can, and when you're sharing this, you're not sharing our celebrity, you're sharing the promotion and of these artists and these people that are on the show. So
Definitely.
It's for them, and we're only here to make it like kind of flow, and sometimes it doesn't, sometimes
it does, sometimes it does. So it is live streaming. You never know what you run into. There's always kinks and problems that happen. But I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Thank you for being as the co-host, and then also for Rip himself. And you know what, Doug, thank you for being on the show again. And why don't you take us out, man?
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks, Gray. Thanks, James. Thanks to all the guys back there behind
In
the
the
scenes
booth.
making it happen.
In the booth.
In the booth. Okay, here is the title track to my upcoming album. So obviously it's called Home No More. Leaving Carolina bound for Tennessee. If I don't slow down, they're gonna bury me. Leading this life is gonna lead me to an early grave. I've been gone so long that I done forgot just which is which and just what is what. Somebody better save me while there's something left to save. I had a show last night down in Spartanburg. Pretty little girl singing straight to her. I said to myself, man, she could be the one. But when the show was over, well, damn my luck, she left with some cowboy in a pickup truck. There's nothing I could do. What's done is done. Well, I told myself that it's probably for the best. Then I packed it up and then I headed west. 'Cause there's another heartache waiting in another town. 'Cause I've come and gone and went. Money made and money spent. Interstates, the back roads and back again. I can't stop and I can't slow down, but I know one thing's for sure. This old boy ain't going home no more. I had a woman 4 miles down in Arkansas. Never gave her a ring, they called it common law. I told her I loved her, but she knew that it was not true. She was good to me, but she couldn't understand why I couldn't settle down and be a family man. Said if I left again, I wouldn't have a place to come back to. We didn't scream or shout or shed a tear, just packed it up and said I'm out of here. Got no time for talking, got a show down in Dallas tonight. 'Cause I've come and gone and went. Money made and money spent. Interstates, the back roads and back again. I can't stop and I can't slow down, but I know one thing's for sure. This old boy ain't going home no more. Then I look in the rear view as I cross another state line. No time for looking back, 'cause it looks like I'm running behind. I've come and gone, and when money made and money spent, interstates, the back roads and back again. I can't stop and I can't slow down, but I know one thing's for sure. This old boy ain't going home no more. This old boy ain't going home no more. Leaving Mississippi bound for New Orleans. Won't be long, they're gonna bury me. This life I've led has led me to an early grave. Thank you. That was my title track. We got time for another one? Okay, sure. Yeah, here's another song off the album. This is one I wrote a few years ago called When Push Comes to Shove. Big time Texas desperado, cut down in his sleeve by his wife. He never had a clue, Lord, he never saw it coming. Never thought his love would take his life. He just got into town that Sunday morning, left from Amarillo in the dusk. 3 bags of gold on 2 stolen horses, left the man that they belonged to biting dust. They planned to take it all south of the border, spend their days drinking wine, spend their nights raising hell and playing poker. But a different thought came into her mind. How could she do a thing so dreadful, take the life of the one she loved? But she had made a deal with the devil, and day had turned to night, and push had come shove. A few weeks before she'd met a gambler. He drifted into town from New Orleans. He looked in her eye, Lord, he made her a promise he'd show her places that she'd never seen. They hopped the stage for San Francisco, ill-gotten gains packed in their bags. Once they crossed the Sangre de Cristo, she knew that there would be no turning back. But soon his greed would come a-calling. He tried to fight it off with all his might, but he shot it down. Lord, she never saw it coming. He rode off with the gold into the night. How could he do a thing so dreadful, take the life of one he could have loved? But he had made a deal with the devil, and day had turned to night, and push had come to shove. Had come to shove. Thank you.